Thank you very much for joining the Sakura Bloom press conference on the new support program to realize promotion of regenerative medicine. We are going to begin shortly, so please wait for one moment. Please turn off sound-generating devices such as mobile phones or turn them into silent mode. And please refrain from drinking and smoking inside the venue. And please wait for one moment before we are going to start. Thank you very much for waiting. Thank you very much for joining the Sakura Bloom NEGTEC press conference on a new support program to realize promotion of regenerative medicine. Today, we are going to present not only issuance of virtual currency SKB, various services, and about payment. We also talk about a new support program provided by NEGTEC. NEGTEC has proposed a new entertainment using virtual currency in the martial arts industry, such as Pancras, Rising, Ganryujiman, and created a new value in virtual currency distribution. What they focus this time is cutting-edge regenerative medicine treatment using CD34 positive cells, attracting attention under the Sakigake review system by the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, or MHLW. Why have they chosen regenerative medicine as a new partner area as they are engaged in virtual currency? What do they endorse and what kind of challenges are they going to propose? We would like to see how new future initiatives are going to be created through virtual currency and regenerative medicine. I ought to have introduced myself, but my name is Eriko Kaneko. I serve as a Master of Ceremony for today. First of all, from NEGTEC Inc., CEO Mr. Takakazu Hirono will talk about the project. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, very nice to meet you all. I am Koichi Hirono, President of NEGTEC Corporation. Before going into the main subject, as I believe that some of you are not very familiar with Sakura Bloom and our company, I would like to briefly explain. We, NEGTEC Corporation, is the operating company of virtual currency Sakura Bloom SKB. It has continued to grow steadily since its issuance began in September 2017, and we are ranked 298th in the world ranking of 1878, and we are ranked rather 207th in the world ranking of 1878, 1,878 coins by CoinMarketCap as of August 24th, with market capitalization of approximately 1.28 billion yen. We comply with the Ethereum token ERC20 as the virtual currency standard. This standard ensures a highly transparent system by which everyone in the world can confirm the coin address, sending amount to coin address that was sent by anyone in the world by this standard, and always holds fairness and equity. Although virtual currency industry has been causing some problems in 2018, many of these problems are said to be related to ICO, which raises funds before issuing coins. SKB has already been playing its role as a service coin, and SKB is not doing fundraising with ICO. As our activities so far, we have collaborated as a service coin at the place of fighting sports festivals, fundraising activities, and idol stars events. The definition of service coin is a coin that demonstrates value by being used in daily life. This is the essence of its definition. SKB has been used in order to vote for players and artists that voters support, as well as points to participate in events. In addition, there were various cases such as donating funds with SKB instead of money, and the method of returning toppings to performers with SKB as donation. In this way, SKB has been active, mainly being used for events. And from now on, we will take a step further from events, and we will expand its role as a service coin to be played more in daily life. For example, apparel shops, restaurants, entertainment venues such as concerts and live entertainment venues, fan club activities, insurance subscription, communications over SNS, and overseas online shops, etc. Activities to make a better system utilizing SKB in the daily life are called SKB Action. We believe that we can make our society benefit of better systems by directly collaborating with social service providers through our dialogue. It is the healthcare service area that we chose this time as an area where we can act as a service coin. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare's Health and Medical Care issue presented at Health and Medical 2035 as a vision. Towards 2035, not only related services such as nursing care, but also various tasks such as reform of the conventional healthcare system and the globalization will be raised. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare came up with 3 visions to deal with this. Lean healthcare, life design, global heal leader. With these visions in mind, we reread the Healthcare 2035 more deeply, and we understood that the healthcare system, which currently provides healthcare services based on insurance certificates, will change dramatically. In other words, the reality is that the paradigm shift of a healthcare system is happening. It is going through fundamental structural changes. A new system is going to be built. I felt that there are true opportunities for service coins to be utilized. This is the main guidelines of Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare towards the year 2035. At NEGTEC, we had many discussions both within and with outside stakeholders about our possible cooperation with efforts for various transformations advocated by the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare from the perspective that we are an issuer of virtual currency, which is in itself a proposal for the future using blockchain technology and smart contracts. How can we cooperate as a virtual currency, as a business, in this guideline with a paradigm shift towards the future? As a result of these discussions, we have narrowed down to focus on 3 areas where we believe we can provide support. Health advanced country Japan. Development and utilization of information infrastructure from cure-centric to care-centric. First of all, I will explain from cure-centric to care-centric. Care-centric, I understand it as voluntary care to maintain a certain level of health. Measurement tools such as wearable terminals are spreading more and more in order to visualize and control health status. And a mechanism is being built to utilize the health information of each individual. And the necessity of personalized medicine, such as disease management and health management based on health data, is being discussed. In addition, as the center of gravity of the disease structure shifts from infectious diseases to non-infectious diseases, and the necessity of efforts to focus on chronic and complex lifestyle diseases are multiple. And multiple concomitant diseases is also requiring a lot of attention. In this context, NEGTEC is planning to announce our original wearable terminal, SKB Watch. SKB Watch implements the virtual currency acquisition function linked with the health management function, while conventional wearable terminals are specialized in the health management function. SKB Watch uses the pedometer function of the wearable terminal. We provide a mechanism that users can receive virtual currency based on the measurement value of the pedometer.
Development of original wearable terminal is already finished. Remaining task for us is to make final adjustment for application, so we should be able to present SKB Watch to you by the end of the year if all goes well. I hope you will look forward to the announcement. By sympathizing with this concept, World Plus Gym, World Plus is kindly going to collaborate in disseminating SKB Watch. I would like to welcome Mr. Toku Akase, Kanto General Manager of the World Plus Inc. to the stage. Thank you very much for your introduction. My name is Akase from World Plus Gym. Around the clock, 365 days a year, our gym is available, and we have 70 gyms around Japan. At our company, by using smartwatch, we have been paying attention to the health management. Soon, the service is going to start, and whenever there is an official release, we would like to introduce the terminal of SKB Watch. At that occasion, in front of you, we would like to set up a venue to make announcement. It was very brief, but that concludes my greeting. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Next, I will explain initiatives of development and utilization of information infrastructure. In order to promote ICT in the areas of health, medicine, and nursing care, the MHLW announced a guideline on information. In this guideline, notice was issued to promote smooth usage of electronic prescription and activation of local healthcare collaboration so that people can enjoy the benefit of healthcare information early on. I believe we can pursue new way of information management by utilizing medical information such as EMR, blockchain, and smart contract technology for electronic prescriptions. As you know well, Estonia is called the world IT power, and EMRs and electronic prescriptions are managed on blockchain and utilized in healthcare. All the physicians, including primary care doctors, are obliged to electronically store medical chart summary of patients. It is said that patients' information, such as treatment history, medication history, and allergy, are shared on servers among physicians, patients, and nurses. Of course, in accordance to the Identity Documents Act and Digital Signature Act, in Estonia, all the people who are 15 years old or over and all foreign residents with residence permit for the period of 1 year or over are issued with notice a national ID card with IC chip. This serves as a tailwind for healthcare initiatives in Estonia. While in Japan, too, by promoting information in healthcare and establishing network using ICT, we can promote effective information linkage and initiatives conducive to high-quality community healthcare. This time, NEGTEC is starting a local initiative, which is to create a flow where blockchain will manage information such as diagnosis, prescription, content on medication pocketbook, allergy, and advice from physicians, and use them for treatment. At the same time, for the realization of this, we kicked off development of new blockchain. Soon we are going to complete the development of new wallet blockchain. Using this new blockchain health wallet, to the SKB users who fulfill certain requirement, this health wallet is going to be provided to them. And the wallet will be provided to the doctors. Lastly, let me explain advanced healthcare nation, Japan. This is a major paradigm shift as Japan aspires to be an advanced nation in healthcare in 10 years, while currently Japan lags behind other nations in state-of-the-art medicine. Introduction of new medicine and treatment approaches as they are introduced in the Japanese market later than in other countries. To promote introduction of the state-of-the-art medicine, Sakigake review system was established and shorter review process is available for some promising advanced medicine. One of them is regenerative medicine using CD34 positive cells. CD34 positive cells are undifferentiated cells which exist in bone marrow and blood. By using these cells, there is a potential that new treatments for CLI, critical limb ischemia, and non-union bone fracture become available. To provide this treatment, first, patient's blood is drawn. After going through apheresis, white blood cells are proliferated. After that, blood is put into Clinimax machine of Military Biotech company and extract CD34 positive cells and provide regenerative medicine treatment by bringing them back to the patient. This time, this state-of-the-art medicine is considered an effective regenerative medicine treatment for refractory bone fracture and CLI caused by lower limb atherosclerosis due to diabetes and aging. According to the overview of People's Health and Nutritional Survey and Patients Survey presented by the MHLW, there are about 10 million people who are strongly suspected of diabetes and 3,166,000 diabetics. Annual incidence of diabetic foot ulcer is 0.3%, and amputation rate is set to be 0.05%. Mortality 1 year after CLI onset is 25%, and 25% of survivors end up having a major lower limb amputation within 1 year, and 5-year mortality is 40 to 50%. This regenerative medicine treatment receives attention as an extremely effective therapy for refractory bone fracture or non-union fracture. In order to introduce military biomax, we are going to ask for donation, and we are going to support these initiatives. As a first SKB action, we would like to start this initiative. NEGTEC established a new company called Dream Kicker, which conducts crowdfunding business. By utilizing crowdfunding scheme, NEGTEC will lead donation activities in the field of regenerative medicine. When the amount of SKB donated to the coin address set up on the page reaches enough to purchase a machine in yen terms, SKB collected will be donated to a hospital, and the hospital will purchase the equipment using the fund. This is the entire flow. It is expected that more people from the other countries would wish to undergo treatment in Japan, and Japan will start providing cutting-edge healthcare. This is the globalization MHLW wants to achieve, and it is in line with Japan's ambition to be a health leader, contributing not only to Japan but also to the world. One of the issues we face in the process of globalization is payment method for treatment. By making payment by SKB, commission incurred for remittance and foreign exchange using legal currency can be suppressed. So we will support the system in order to welcome patients from abroad. We would like to contribute to the establishment of a society where people can receive best-level healthcare in the world and enjoy health, as well as establishing sustainable healthcare system where secure, safe, and satisfying treatment is provided. By so doing, we would like to contribute to the prosperity in Japan and the world. Medicine in the future is achieved through caring for each other. This is how the cutting-edge medicine should be in NEGTEC's idea. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, President Hirono. Next, as a SKB support program, we would like to do the donating ceremony of the first machine. Now we would like to welcome President and Director General of Chat Doctor, Dr. Masaomi Kusano, who is cooperating with NEGTEC. Donation has just been done. Now we would like for the photographers to take pictures now. Thank you very much for photo taking. Now, since this is a precious opportunity, we would like to ask Dr. Kusano to say a few words. Thank you very much for introduction. I am Kusano today. Thank you very much. I am so grateful for being given this opportunity. Thank you very much, President Hirono. And virtual currency with healthcare. This combination may appear a little bit unusual, but as Mr. Hirose mentioned, medical record information and requires a high level of security, and many hospitals are trying to overcome that challenge. So the blockchain can be a useful solution going forward, and also in the future, for fundraising, in order to establish a new hospital. I think there is a great potential in virtual currency as a means of fundraising in that area. And we are highly regulated industry. It is fair to say that the healthcare industry is really regulated. And then I really agree with President Hirono, who is tackling this highly regulated industry with many new initiatives. So I really would like to explore with him new possibilities and new perspectives through virtual currency going forward. Thank you very much, Dr. Kusano. We just would like to continue some conversation with you. As Mr. Hirono said earlier, MHLW, the ministry, has made a recent recommendation about the health insurance-based scheme of healthcare system in Japan. I'm sure that the healthcare system in Japan is facing many challenges. What do you think? What is really needed, required in the healthcare system in Japan? I believe that it is really human resources talents. I mean, medical doctors and also the paramedics and healthcare providers such as nurses and other paramedics. Why I am talking about resources and talents? Because basically, when you are sick, you go to a hospital to be treated and to be cured. So on the side of the healthcare providers, our job is to accept those patients and then treat them and let them return. So it is considered to be very passive, and then the attractiveness of this profession has lowered considerably. And there has been a challenge of a shortage of medical doctors in remote areas. And my father was a medical doctor, and I am also a medical doctor. But we are seeing that there is a shortage of medical doctors in remote areas and across Japan, and there are wider gap and disparities in terms of the availability of the doctors in urban areas and remote areas. That's one of the challenges. And in order to overcome those challenges, I think a virtual currency and the blockchain and SKB support program are very interesting. We need to address those challenges, and then this type of initiative with SKB, like SKB support program, it is very important and can be useful because we can possibly find a new way of overcoming those challenges. So lack of and shortage of resources is what I wanted to focus on. Thank you very much. So maybe there will be changes in the healthcare industry and system in Japan. I would like to ask you another question. When we are sick or when we are injured, we go to a medical institutions to be treated. When we think about the future, I think, and when we read the MHLW's recommendation, it is said that it is very important for each of us to deeply think about our own healthcare and insurance. Do you think it is very important for each of us to think and focus deeply about it? Yes. When we are sick, we go to hospital. So it is not really a place where we just actively go. We are very passive, and we go to a hospital because we are sick or injured. And this is something that the hospital side have to think about. So preventive care and is very important. It is something which is very much advanced in the USA. This type of concept and notion of prevention of diseases is becoming really important going forward. And then the mechanism needs to be there in the hospitals to be able to better deal with that type of intent of the people who come to hospitals, patients, and then hospitals. Cooperation needs to be done in that way. So the recipients of the healthcare services need to be much more active and proactive. And then I feel that if that happens, the future of Japan will be much brighter than now. Thank you very much, President Kusano and Dr. Kusano and President Hirono. Thank you very much.
So we are going to make preparation, so please wait for one moment. Thank you very much. From now on, we would like to start a talk session under the title Considering Regenerative Medicine from the Field of Sports. First, we have Mr. Masakazu Sakai, CEO of Pancras MMA. Thank you. Next, Mr. A.C. Korogi, Director of Pacific Rim Operation, MLB San Diego Padres. And Mr. Hirono, the President, will also join us. So with these three, we would like to start the talk session. Please take a seat. Once again, Mr. Sakai, Mr. Korogi, and Mr. Hirono, we would like to talk under the title of Considering Regenerative Medicine from the Field of Sports. In the sports, behind exciting games spectators want to see, there are major risks of injuries. If we are able to reduce the risk of injuries, we might be able to see more excellent, legendary matches. Creating such a risk-free environment is not only what athletes want, but also family members wish for, and there is higher need for this in the future. Mr. Sakai, Mr. Korogi, who are here today with us, are active in the front line of sports industry. First, I would like to ask Mr. Sakai. So you are CEO of MMA Pancras. So you are going to celebrate a 300th event in the MMA mixed martial arts area. The Pancras is very famous MMA. On a unique decagon ring, fighters go through sparring bouts with techniques and physical contacts. Since it is an exciting sport, I guess you operate matches bearing always in mind the risks of injuries. But what do you think about injuries? As mentioned earlier, at Pancras, we are going to celebrate the 300th event soon. Talking about MMA, in other countries, MMA is recognized as a sport. So in that area, Japan lags behind. In other countries, it's very much advanced in terms of logic, meaning including the providing cares to athletes. While in Japan, things are not advanced, so we have to address them from now on. At Pancras, 6 years ago, we started to make MMA into a sport. So naturally, as was mentioned earlier, we are martial artists, so athletes cannot go without injuries. At each event, 3 or 4 have fractured bone and so on, so they face injuries. And as I mentioned earlier, as I heard in the waiting room, Sakigake review system is available in Japan, and in the regenerative medicine area, we call our sports as MMA. And I hope the regenerative medicine can be used in the MMA area as well. You said Japan is lagging behind in this area, which means that we still have a lot of room for improvement, right? Yes, we are about to see actions in Japan. As presented earlier, from today, NEGTEC is going to introduced the first machine to Ogijima Ekimai Clinic and using CD34 positive cells, state-of-the-art healthcare or medicine or treatment is going to start, President. Is that right? Yes. In November or so, I think it's going to start. But today is the day we are going to unveil this event. So talking about regenerative medicine, I believe this will serve positively in the MMA, do you think? Yes, at pancreas, we would like to pursue this in logic, but realistically speaking, when athletes or fighters have big injuries like a fractured bone or like a concussion, that kind of a major incident occur that may end the life of the athlete, and they may not be able to play for a long period of time. That will give anxiety to athletes. And the athletes also have family members and they have fans. So around them, around the athletes, there are a lot of people. So in that regard, in the area of regenerative medicine, we hope that we are able to build various better healthcare for the better future.
In other words, in Japan's MMA community as a whole, I'm sure that with this as a trigger, there will be really major changes taking place. So I think this day of today is really a commemorative day, triggering such changes. How do you think about it? Well, we are hearing a laugh at the very last in this press conference, which is really good. Yes. Well, it is obviously very positive for the fighters and athletes, and as you said rightly, also for their families and fans. Yes, it is very, very important. And because we want for athletes, fighters to avoid as much as possible injuries, but injuries cannot be really avoided because it's real fights. And in every event, each event, we are really worried about the possible injuries. But when you consider the MMA as a sport, if something which is a logic or support mechanism, infrastructure which are available, then it can give a comfort to athletes. And with NEGTEC, SKB action is implemented in more and more hospitals in Japan. And there are fighters and across Japan. Pancreas only have about 300 professional fighters, so that will be really an environment of size that and will also raises the momentum for further growth and development of the MMM. Yes, I'm sure. And then it is not only limited to the sport areas, it will be positive for many people of many other industries. So we keep high expectation from the future. Now I would like to ask you, Mr. Korogi. Thank you very much. You are MLB San Diego Padres Pacific Rim Operation Director. Is that correct? Yes. That means that you have many experiences in a sport industry situation in the USA. Is that correct? Yes, I have been working for Major League for over 30 years, and I have seen in this period of 30 years many injuries of professional athletes, and how they come back is what really matters. In order to win the championship and the league, how to recover from the injury is really key. And during the current season already, we have already talked about many injuries of many players, and I'm sure that you have seen various scenes where injuries happened and how they were overcome. So can you tell us some details? Yes, this is something old, but in 1993, it is quite old, Dr. Frank Job treated Masumi Kuwata and with a Tommy John surgery, and I helped that operation as an interpreter. And then from Chunichi, there was a picture receiving that surgery. I was an interpreter, and then 3 weeks ago, I went to see that picture. He's in the latter half of his 40s, but he's still working as a pitcher, as a professional player. And also, PRP, conservative therapy, is another thing I would like to talk about. When he was 38 years old, that pitcher who received this PRP conservative therapy received that therapy at the age of 38 and continued until the age of 45 at Rakuten. So in the US, there are the most advanced therapy available, and they are drawing a lot of attention. Is that right? Yes, I landed in Japan with a flight arriving this morning. And then with our San Diego's medical top, I was talking about a regenerative medicine. He was highly interested, and he said that he wants to come to Japan to study more about it. So with CD34 positive cells and based regenerative medicine, if it makes a lot of progresses in Japan, perhaps from Major League and the baseball players, professional baseball players will be coming to Japan to receive that therapy. Yes, I'm sure, not only from baseball, but the NFB, basketball and football. There are a lot of sports, and I think from across the world, athletes will come to Japan to receive regenerative medicine therapy. Well, so with NEGTEC initiatives, I really hope that the regenerative medicine will be widespread across the world.
So donation-based crowdfunding is soon going to be announced in the US thanks to AC. So the fact that we are able to pay attention to the world is thanks to AC. So I'm very grateful to AC. Thank you very much. So we heard about many things. It's about time. Of course, we want to talk more, but it's around time to round the talk session up. May I just say some more things? Well, at the end of the day, in the field, at the major league, and in the sports field, we have to be vocal. Such action, I believe, is very important, to be vocal from the sports field. Otherwise, there are a lot of things that we don't know. So we should disseminate this kind of topic to the general public. To do that, I think we have to collaborate to disseminate or communicate such information to a general public. I think that's what's really need to do. Mr. Korogi, do you have anything? Talking about professional sports, the injured athletes attract a lot of attention. How do they go through rehabilitation, and how do they come back to the field? I hope that mass media may cover such event throughout Japan. And it is very important that this state-of-the-art regenerative medicine becomes widely known in public. That's very important. So we have President Hirono, and Mr. Korogi, and Mr. Sakura. Thank you very much indeed. So please go back to your stage, go back to your seats. After this, we would like to move on to the photo session. We are going to make preparation, so please wait for one moment. Please make preparation for video shooting. Thank you very much for waiting. We would like to move on to the photo session. Please get ready, everyone. So we would like to have a photo with 4 members.
Now we are going to thank Mr. Kusano and Mr. Korogi. Oh, Kusano-san, please remain on the stage. And we are going to do the photo session of these 2 gentlemen. Thank you very much. President Hirono and President Kusano. Thank you very, very much. And now we would like to end the photo session. Thank you very much, President Kusano, President Hirono. Thank you again. Now, after this, we are going to do question and answer sessions. We are going to prepare the stage for that. Please wait for a moment. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your patience. We would like to start the question and answer sessions. Now we would like to invite the person who is going to answer the questions from the audience. President Hirono, please come over. Thank you very much. Now, we would like for you to ask questions only about the support program. Please raise your hand. If you would like to ask questions, a microphone will be brought to you. Yes, the person in the front row, the lady. Nikkei Digital Health. My name is Ito. Thank you very much for your presentation. I would like to confirm my understanding about something regarding regenerative medicine you announced your initiative for. You said that for the SKB worth the price of the regenerative therapy machine, you donated worth for one machine, and you're going to do the crowdfunding for further fundraising. Yes, correct, but it is rather a donation type of crowdfunding. It will not bear any interest directly. Donation will be done by using SKB, and if it's an Ethereum token, 20 complying virtual currency, there is a high transparency of donation with details such as the date, amount of donation given with SKB. Thank you very much. And you talked about the SKB watch, and you said that then this is separately from regenerative medicine, but you are going to develop as a device for your own business to manage health. Is that correct understanding? Well, it is hard to say in a simple way, but over the blockchain, we believe we can be useful in order to manage the medication pocketbook details and also other personal information so that each individual can better manage that type of health information. And we believe we can better achieve the vision of the MHLW's 2035 vision. Thank you very much.
Any other question? On this support program, if you have some question, please raise your hand. No other question? Now we would like to conclude the Q&A session. President Hirano, thank you very much indeed. This concludes a press conference on the new support program to realize the promotion of regenerative medicine. Thank you very much for joining us despite your busy schedule. Please make sure to take all the belongings with you and have a safe journey back home. Thank you.